Most of us don't have to think very extensively about how we will have children. However, for some people, getting pregnant is not that easy. For a lot of couples, getting pregnant is impossible. For others, they would like to make a difference in a child's life. Those are situations in which adoption can be beneficial. Adoption is the action of legally taking someone else's child and raising it as your own. For many years, adoption has been seen as a quiet, closed situation. Today, more and more adoptions are talked about and open. While most of the information I will share with you comes from researched sources, there is some information that comes from my own daughter. She is the birth mother of an adopted child. Based partly on my own experience, today I will tell you about the major types of domestic adoption: open, semi-open, and closed. Let's start by looking at open adoptions. According to mentalhealth.org, in open adoption, no barriers are put in place. There is no barriers to prevent contact for either parties. The birth mother is able to pick the family, and then both parties are involved in the pregnancy and in the birth. Following birth, addresses are exchanged and the birth mother is allowed almost full access to the family. Open adoptions have not always been a popular option. As stated by American Adoptions, in the early 1980s, people began to realize that the secrecy, guilt, and shame of hiding the adoption only led to resentment and depression. Now some birth mothers are feeling more comfortable with being part of their child's lives, while that child is raised in a more stable situation. Semi-open adoptions are not as transparent as open adoptions. While this type does allow for the birth mother to pick the family, semi-open adoption does not allow for the exchanging of more personal information. According to Christian Homes Adoption Agency, in a semi-open arrangement, the agency will mediate the exchange of pictures and letters if that service is agreed upon by both parties. This type of adoption can change the situation as the situation progresses, though. Alexandria Baldock, birth mother, says that she opted for a semi-open adoption. She began the process by going through 30 family files, finally settling upon a family from Katy, Texas. As the pregnancy advanced, both parties chose to be more transparent and have more involvement in the pregnancy. Stephanie, the adoptive mother, was in the birth room, and Ian, the father, and I were outside watching through the observation window. While Alexandria is not allowed visitation until Nora is able to decide for herself that she wants to visit us, we do have access to pictures through a private share site online. Both families exchange gifts during the holidays, and there is no mediation from the agency. This is still considered an semi-open adoption since there are restrictions in place. Now we will look at closed adoptions. Closed adoptions are the most traditional time that we will look at. For generations, all adoptions were closed. It was a process not talked about and very private. According to adoptionswithlove.org, closed adoptions allow for complete privacy for both parties. The birth mother can choose the family, but names are not exchanged and meetings never take place. The contact level never changes. Adoptionswithlove.org states that this method of adoption is beneficial for situations where open types would be too overwhelming for one or both parties. This type is also beneficial for birth mothers who are a victim of crimes and are trying to protect their children from dangerous situations. Rhonda Jaron, MD, states that adoption agencies will keep information for 5 to 100 plus years. This way, as the child begins to search for their birth mother, the information is as readily available in closed adoptions as it is in open types. However, in a closed adoption, the information will not be released until the child is 18 years of age. In conclusion, I hope today you have a better understanding of different types of adoption. As a grandmother of an adopted child, following the grieving process, today I am comforted to know that Nora is being raised by a family we chose and with values and morals that we hold dear. I know one day she will be an active part of both families, and it will be by her choice. Adoption is a major decision for all parties involved. Each type of domestic adoption, open, semi-open, and closed, all have benefits for the parties involved. Adoption offers a chance for infertile couples to have children. It offers parentless children a chance to be raised by a loving couple, and it gives families with children of their own the ability to make a difference in the lives of a child. No matter the type of adoption chosen, once the decision is made to go forward in the process, lives are changed because of the outcome.